Hello and welcome to the Lake District Yogi. I'm Kat. Special welcome if you're new to this channel. If you're returning to practice with me again, then thank you for choosing my classes. I hope you're going to enjoy this one. It's a full body flow. Short and sweet. We're going to get into all the corners of our bodies. We're going to stretch and move everything. I'm possibly looking a little bit windswept. I've just come back from a trip to the lake. It's the tail end of a storm. I'm in the UK, it's October, the water's starting to get really nice and chilly. The wind was whipping up the trees, they're all orange and gorgeous. It's something I love to do in my spare time. I feel that real connection when you immerse yourself in nature in that way. There's just nothing like it. But I do feel a little bit windswept today. So I've got my hot tea. We're going to start today's class doing cat-cow. So if you want to move into all fours, into that standard all fours shape, I'll just have a sip of tea and I will join you. So round we go. So when we start in all fours, or when we move into all fours, there's a few key things we need to look out for. So we want our wrists underneath our shoulders, or maybe a little bit in front, but definitely not behind. And then look down at your hands and really root down. So think about the pads of the fingers. So we want our middle finger facing forward. You can spread the fingers open a little bit. And then think about gripping a little, not hugely. Obviously everything's the middle way, isn't it? So too little and everything's just a bit blur. Too much and you're creating tension. So as always, it's about finding and feeling your way in. So rooting down through the pads of the fingers and then the heel of the hand. Then the heel of the thumb, the base of the thumb, tip of the little finger. Sometimes I like to imagine there's a little bit of sort of suction, like my palm is minutely lifted and everything else is grounded. And then you can have your toes tucked or untucked, knees underneath the hips. And then draw in the lower belly, create that really light core engagement. So this is all about setting us up for optimum kind of movement and energy flow and joy and all of those things. And eventually it will become second nature. You'll move into all fours and you'll just automatically do all of this stuff. But I'm just going to talk you through it all just so it starts to become second nature. Okay, next, big in-breath. Let the belly drop, lift the chin a little. Just pause here, take a full round of breath. Feel yourself fully arriving on your mat, arriving in your body. Breathe in again. And as you exhale, start to press into the hands, round the spine to the ceiling, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting from the tailbone, let the spine ripple through, lift the chin. Exhale, press into the earth, round the spine. Inhale, let the belly drop, let the heart shine forward. Keep moving like this on your own breath, the rhythm of your breath, very likely slightly different to mine. When you're arching your spine, don't forget you really can press into the hands as if you're trying to press the earth away. Engage the arms, lift, 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 engage the core. And then soften as you come through, shine that heart forward. Let's do one more like this. Let it shine. And then come back to a neutral spine, tuck the toes at the back and just sit back onto your heels with the toes tucked under. You can place your hands on your palm or just do a couple of breaths of toes stretched, really nice for the soles of the feet. It's not often we give our toes a good stretch. So you can take this opportunity to take a step deeper into presence. Feeling your toes and the sensations in there may help with that. You can place the hands on the thighs, feel that length through the spine and just allow the breath to flow. And right now at this moment on your mat, it's just you and your glorious, gorgeous, unique body and being and breath. And then let yourself tip forward to place the hands down and then come up, be gentle because you have just given your toes a good stretch. You might separate the feet a little and find a squat here. So you can keep your fingertips on the ground in front of you. You can press quite firmly, legs into arms, arms into legs. Obviously we like that. That kind of dual movement creates quite a lot of stability. Or you can bring the elbows to the knees, same dual action, bring the palms together, press into the palms. Any one of those options. Keep the heart lifted, the spine long, nice and proud, forward energy. Okay, then place the hands back down in front of you. Start to lift the hips and then turn the feet so that they're parallel and then lift the hips fully. You don't have to straighten the legs, you can keep a bend. Let yourself hang, the arms can hang like spaghetti. You can find any amount of sway. Okay, then bend the left knee a lot. Place the left fingers or the flat of the palm down and peel this right arm open. We're going to go shoulder, elbow, fingers, rather than just flinging it out there and hoping for the best. Keep the breath flowing. Maybe it's slowing naturally a little bit. Slowly lower that right arm down. Bend the right knee a lot. Place the right hand down. Peel the left open. Shoulder, elbow, fingers. Left arm down. One more on each side. Bend the left knee. Maybe the right leg goes straight. Peel that arm open. Kind of lean into that top shoulder a fraction. Just feel your way in there. Right hand down. Peel that left arm open. Bring the left hand down and then find that fold again. You can hold your opposite elbows. You can hold the backs of your legs. And then gently release wherever you're holding and walk your hands forward so you come into a downward dog. You might need to then adjust your feet when you get there. You can pedal out the feet, give any amount of stretch here. And then eventually find stillness. And then very gently bend the knees, drop the knees to the ground, drop the belly, lift the gaze. We're back into this sort of cat-cow. And this time as you start to round the spine, lift the hips back to downward dog. Come forward, drop the knees, drop the belly, lift the gaze, start to round, back to downward dog. One more like this. Gently lower the knees, one movement, belly drops, gaze lifts. Start to round, back to downward dog, pedal it out. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Feeling your way in, maybe you're finding stillness now. Okay, very slowly, one more time, come down to the knees. Swivel the right foot, so it's parallel with the short edge of your mat. Place the right hand down and extend the left leg. So I've got right hand, right knee, left foot. And lift the left arm overhead. Feel that engagement in the core. Gently draw everything in. Maybe try to ground the outer edge of that left foot. If you would like more sensation, you can stretch this left arm alongside the ears, leaning back into that shoulder a fraction. And let the breath flow. The reason I say that is because it's so common to hold the breath, especially if things get, challenging or if you're really focusing on something. Okay, we're going to come up. So engage the core, press off that right hand, come all the way up, left hand to left leg, right arm alongside the ear. Okay, right hand back down, left hand down, swivel that foot back, back to downward dog. Couple of rounds of breath here. Okay, gently drop the knees again. This time left leg swivels out. Left hand, right leg goes long. Think about grounding that outer edge. Extend the right arm high. Engage through the core. And then again, if you want extra sensation, extend the arm alongside the ear. And then get ready to come up. Pressing off the left hand. Rainbowing over, right hand to right leg, left arm alongside the left ear, reaching right to the tips of the left fingers. And then coming back, swiveling back to the front, and then back to downward dog. Okay, we're going to step the right foot between the hands so you can extend the leg behind you if you wish. Gently lower the left knee. So our ankle directly under our knee. And then we'll lift the arms overhead. So your lunge may not look like this. It may be very much more like this or anything in between. It depends how open you are here and how much you want to stretch into the front of that hip. Okay, take a nice full in breath here. And as you exhale, cactus the arms, shine the palms forward, maybe a little back bend, maybe not. Inhale, lift the arms overhead, bring the fingertips to the ground, start to shift back into half split. You can obviously walk your hands further back this way towards your knee. However much you flex this foot will be the intensity level that you get, so you might want to think about that. Draw back completely on this right hip a little. You know, it's all just sort of a feeling, isn't it? Rather than an actual movement a lot of the time. So a little micro pull back on the right hip. And then you can stay up on the fingers, you can bend the arms and find any amount of movement or fold over that leg if you have that range of movement. If you haven't, it's fine. Just keep breathing. Slowly rebend into that front leg. Plant the left hand, tuck the toes, lift the back knee off the floor. Find an easy twist, right arm to the sky. Bring the right hand down, step to plank, and we'll move through a vinyasa of your choice. You can have knees down, moving through cobra or chaturanga and up dog. Find our way back to downward dog. Let's have a breath here, maybe feeling into the two sides of the body. And when we're ready, we'll step the left foot through. Maybe send it out behind you first. Maybe you need to use your hands to help it through. It's all good. Gently lower the right knee. Lift the arms overhead. And again, think about how much you want to sink into this. You know, really feel your way in. Only go as far as feels good. Okay, breathing is just so good. Okay, take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, cactus those arms again. Shine the palms forward. Inhale the arms back overhead. Fingertips to the floor. Send the weight back. Draw back a little on that left hip. And then find any amount of fold over that leg. You don't have to do any of that. You can stay up here. It's all good. I don't have much range of movement here, but I do enjoy the increased stretch if I move forward a little. But it's entirely up to you to feel your way and see what feels good in your beautiful body. Okay, slowly rebend that leg. Plant the right hand, tuck the toes, lift the knee. I'm getting lost in my own words, and then peel that left arm high. Gently lower that down to frame the foot. Step back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. And come back to downward dog. Okay, we're going to make our way to the front of the mat. You can do a number of little steps. You can do a little jump. It's entirely up to you. And then fold forward one more time. Soften the knees. Come all the way up to standing. Let the arms follow. Sweep them overhead. And then lower the hands down to your heart. Okay, placing all the weight on your right foot. Lift your knee into your chest. One-legged mountain. You can keep the hands at your heart, or you can extend them overhead. Keep that right leg really nice and engaged. Draw in the core. Use the muscle to hold that knee in towards your chest as much as you can. And then place the right hand on the outside of that knee and open your left arm to the back. Find a non-moving point to gaze at. If you want to challenge yourself, you can try turning to look at your back hand. And then slowly come back, release that foot. Place all your weight in your left foot, lift the right knee. Again, think about where you would like to have your arms. Whoops. Engaging that standing leg, place the left hand on the outside, peel that arm open behind you. And again, if you want to challenge your balance, see if you can look round to that back hand. And slowly come back to the front. Plant your feet and then sit the bum back. We'll move into chair pose. Lift the arms overhead alongside the ears or to the heart. So it's entirely your choice which of those you do. Okay, feel into the thighs. Feel the weight moving into your heels. Sit down a little bit more if you can. And then if you haven't already, bring the hands to your heart and we'll twist. So take your right elbow to your left knee, or all the way, on top of the knee, or hook it right round if you can. Use the elbow against the knee to find this lovely twist. Press your palms together. Keep sitting back down if you can. Hands back to the center. Move to the other side, so left elbow hooked outside right knee. Palms pressing together. Twisting from the belly. Okay, hands back to the center, maybe sit a little bit more. And then come all the way to the ground and lift your legs. We'll come straight into boat. Okay, if you want to ease yourself into boat a little bit, start by having your hands behind your thighs. You can do it as a light touch, so you don't have to hold them there, but it's also quite useful if you're new to this, because what's really important is we want to keep our heart up and not sort of start to slump back. So it does really help with that. But if you want to, you can hold yourself there, bringing the arms parallel. Keep that core engaged and keep that drawing feeling of your heart towards your thighs. And a big smile. Sorry, I hate it when yoga teachers say that when you're at the hardest bit. Smile. But we can smile and tell ourselves we're feeling joyful. Okay, bring the feet down. Oh, separate the knees, open the knees out, soles of your feet together. And then we'll just stretch into our thighs. Get yourself comfortable here. Find any amount of movement forward. Just going back to what I was saying about smiling, there is a lot of evidence that if you actually just make the action of smiling and use those muscles, that it sends all the right signals to our brain. So even if we're not feeling it, like when you're in boat pose, for example, if you put a big smile on your face, who knows what your brain might receive. Okay, so when you're here, there's lots of lovely options for your feet. So you can massage your instep. That's a really nice thing to do. You can cup your feet in your hands. That also feels really nice. You can place your elbows inside your knees. You know, there's lots of ways in which you can make this just feel really nice. Again, it may not look like mine. You may be here and your movement forward might be 1/2 inch. And do you know what? It's good. It doesn't matter where you're moving, the work and the benefits are the same. So we do not need to worry about that. Okay, next in breath, lift the torso, close the knees, let the legs go long. We'll find Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Don't have to have the legs straight. You can have a bend in the legs. You can stuff a blanket underneath. That feels really nice. If you've got a big cushion or a bolster, one thing that's really lovely is to put that under so that your knees are much higher, and then just sort of kind of rest like that. That's really lovely. But today we're not doing that. But you can pad under there. Draw the feet towards you so the legs are nice and engaged. And then either bring the hands overhead, the arms, and fold or hinge until you feel that resistance, till you find your edge, and then bring the hands down. The other option is just to walk until you stop. So it could be that your hands reach your feet, could be that your hands are on your thighs. Again, doesn't make any difference. Okay, so we're keeping a little bit of a lift in the heart here. We're definitely hinging rather than kind of folding forward. And just breathe here. Just let the body settle in. Let everything slow down. And then slowly release whatever you're holding. Come back up and find a nice easy cross-legged seat. On your next in-breath, sweep the arms overhead. Move into a twist on the right, left hand to right knee, right hand behind. Press into the earth, grow tall, and then twist from the belly. Slowly come back to the center, sweep the arms overhead. Move into a twist on the other side. Come back to the center, sweep the arms overhead. This time maybe close the eyes, draw the hands down to the heart. Maybe bow your head in, thanking yourself for taking this time to step on your mat. Move your body, connect with your breath, all this nourishing stuff. Okay, you can release your hands and open your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this little flow, and I hope you see that it doesn't have to be hours and hours on your mat to get gorgeous benefits. A small practice with intention and with breath, it can work wonders. Anyway, thank you very much. I will return with more yoga flows for you to hopefully enjoy. Please feel free to comment beneath, or if there's a specific class that you would particularly like, or something, you know, specific you want to work on, by all means do let me know. Start a chat, let's talk about this. You know, this is a really interesting topic and everyone's at different stages of their journey, so some encouragement to each other is always really lovely too. So feel free to do that, and I will see you next time. From my home to yours, and from my heart to yours, lots of love.